Hi guys, so it was requested that Danny and I make a video to introduce ourselves and to go over how we met and things like that, so that's what we're going to do. My name is Kelsey and I'm 19 years old. I'll be 20 in April. I am currently in college and my major is dental hygiene. I love to work with kids and I like to volunteer places and I love people with special needs.
I'm Dan. Most people call me Dan, but Kelsey calls me Danny. I'm 22. I'll be 23 in September, so that's how I'll be when we get married. I'm doing health and exercise science, going to Rowan University in the spring. I like doing exercises and learning new stuff about nutrition.
We met in church actually. He was going to the church since he was born. His family was going there forever. And I started going to the same church when I was 7. So we always knew about each other's families. Like I always knew of the Saunders and he always knew of the Gregors. Like you always...
Yeah, I mean, I knew all you guys, but I didn't know Matthew was your brother.
Yeah, my brother doesn't look like me or my sister.
I remember you and Kristen, but I didn't really talk to you at all.
Yeah, the funny thing is that Danny's brother, Josh, is my age. So in Sunday school and all of our like youth activities and everything, he was like always in my groups and my classes and stuff because he's only a few months older than me. The first time that me and Danny actually spoke to each other, we went to the same church for years and we never really talked because he was always in the older groups and stuff and I was always talking to Josh or my other friends. The first time we spoke I was really the only one who spoke. We were in a Sunday school class together. Well, it was like a Bible study class over the summer, I think. And the teacher put everyone in pairs and like there was a list of questions for us to ask each other. So Danny was my partner and I was like so excited because I had a crush on him it was probably like a year at that point.
I thought you were a weirdo.
Yeah. So I was so excited and I was like so bubbly and like energetic and so I pick up my paper and I ask him the first question and he just kind of like and like gives me a shrug and like a one-worded answer and he doesn't remember this but I had to it was like pulling teeth to get him to answer just like the breaking the ice questions and stuff. You want to talk? You want to talk to me?
I don't remember.
He
I
doesn't
remember you being
all.
in that class, but I don't remember not talking to you. I don't even remember being in a group with you.
It was just us two.
I don't remember.
I liked Danny for about what do you think, like 2 years?
Or I don't know.
Probably about. I think it was about 2 years.
You could have known me for 10 years for all I know.
I kind of stalked him a little bit. I liked him and I would always see him and he actually liked a girl who I was kind of friends with, so I was mad about it, but I liked him for a while and then Danny and I became friends and we started talking a lot and...
Best friends.
Yeah, we ended up becoming best friends and we would tell each other...
BFFs forever.
We would tell each other a lot and we'd talk all the time and we'd hang out at church things and youth group things, and Danny went to a Christian school. He didn't have a prom, it was kind of like a banquet and he didn't have a date to it, so he was like talking about it one day on AIM back when there was instant messenger and he was just, I don't even know what he said.
That was way better than Facebook or MySpace or anything.
Yeah, I don't even know what he said, but I was just like, I'll go with you, and I was just like I took that leap of faith, like let's see what he says, and he was like okay, and I was like, oh, I can't believe it, and I was so excited, and I think later that day he IM'd me again, and he told me that he liked me, and I remember I ran upstairs to my mom, and I was like, Danny likes me, Danny Saunders likes me, and she was like, oh, thank God it's a Saunders, because she swore I was going to end up with like...
You guys act like my family's like the celebrities of the church.
They are. She was like, oh, it's a Saunders boy.
Oh my gosh.
And so then... every other Friday night at our church, we would have bands come and stuff, and it was a way, like, a bunch of kids would get together from...
It was like a coffee house, but it was a little bit more intense. It was like hardcore bands. We called it Rockwell's.
Which isn't my style at all, but I would go because Danny went. So, we went there, and it's really the story of him asking me out is really funny because there's someone who he's friends with, and there's like some drama with that, and he said something to me. I don't even remember what he said, and I was really, really mad. And when I get mad, I get really mad. So he said something to me, and I walked outside, and it was just me and Danny outside by ourselves, and we were just standing there for a second, and he like just looked at me, and he was like, "Will you be my girlfriend?" And I said yes, I think. And he kind of did this. He kind of like went in for like a little hug like this, and I opened it,
like,
and then
you're like,
I didn't push.
bam! Yeah, you did push me. You pushed my chest away, and then you opened the door and slammed it on me.
And then I opened the door, I slammed it, and went to find the kid who said something to me because he walked away right before Danny.
Because I was on your mind, and for some way that was more important than what I was talking about.
And then when I went home, I was like, wait a minute. I'm like, me and Danny are dating.
I was like, the whole night after I asked you, I was like not sure if I had a girlfriend or not.
Before we got engaged, we dated for almost 3 years. It was like 2.5 years, I guess, about when we got engaged. So, I guess that's average. I mean, it depends. Everyone's different, so. I mean, I was 18 years old, so I guess that's not normal. We knew we wanted to get married pretty much right away when we first started dating. I'd say within like, what, a month?
Yeah, probably. I mean, we have a note that says...
Yeah, I save a lot of like things that mean things to me. So literally every single note that I wrote to Danny or he wrote to me, I have a diary. I have like all kinds of stuff saved. So, I mean, there's notes from 2009, which is when we started, like the year we started dating, saying things like about us getting married. So it's been pretty much since we started dating.
We should put it onto a book and sell it. Like a big diary of...
The Diary of Kelsey and Danny.
The Diary of Dan and Kelsey TV. Dan and Kelsey TV Diary. It's coming. When I decided I was going to propose to Kelsey, I didn't really have it thought out. I was thinking I was going to propose to her like around Christmas time. Probably go to, there's like a town near us called Haddonfield. It's really nicely decorated, and
it's my favorite. It's
Kelsey's favorite place to go. That is free. I mean, unless you buy stuff, obviously, but it's free to walk around there, obviously. So I was planning on maybe going there and proposing to her around Christmas time. But it ended up that I proposed to her like the middle of November, and it was totally unplanned.
Which is what I really wanted, because it was like it was 100% on emotion. He just like did it when he felt like you really felt like you should have.
Yeah.
Rather than having something like totally planned out.
I didn't
and,
even
scripted.
I didn't even have the ring with me when I proposed. So after I proposed, I was like, should I go home and get the ring? She was like, yeah.
And apparently I did say yes for a while. I didn't really believe him.
When I asked you, you were like, really? Really? Do you mean it really? You kept going for probably like 5 minutes, and I don't even know if you said yes at all.
I don't know.
I mean, obviously it was yes, but I don't think you said yes. I mean, you probably said yes when I brought the ring back and I re-asked you.
I don't remember. It's like a blur to me. I don't know.
I just remember we were like, after it happened, we were scared to tell my parents because they weren't expecting it to happen.
Yeah. Danny didn't tell his parents, so after I was like crying for like a while and like I was shaking and like once I like was in my right mind, I like looked at him and I was like, do your parents know about this? And he was like, no. And it was like the world just like crashed down, and I was like, oh, so we have to go tell them? Our parents' reactions, it was funny because my mom told Danny to tell her before he proposed to me, like when he had it figured out and everything. She wanted him to tell her that he was going to do it, and he did it on a whim anyway. He just did it off his emotions. So I texted my mom, and I was like, Danny just asked me to marry him. And I texted my dad. They were at a soccer game for my sister, and I texted my dad, and my dad goes, what did you say? And I was like, what kind of question is that? And he was like, well, I didn't know what else to say. Like, what do you ask when someone tells you you get engaged, what do you say? My dad was like awkward about it. Danny's parents were really happy, which was a little bit surprising, but
we thought they were gonna be like,
they were gonna think I was pregnant or something like that.
So we were in the Wawa getting our drinks. I guess we got iced tea or whatever.
Yeah.
And we were just like shaking, like, what do you say? What do you say? I don't want to take pictures.
We texted his dad, and he was like, we need to talk to you. And your dad said he was so nervous. He has a picture of it on his phone. He saved it.
Well, it seems like that's what they normally would think.
They jump to the worst.
If we say we need to talk, it's like, oh, Kelsey's pregnant. But yeah. No, that wouldn't happen.
I'm not pregnant. A lot of people have been asking if we live together, and we don't. Danny and I are waiting to get married to live together. We are going to start looking for an apartment in the summer, and by the fall he will move into the apartment, and we're going to have our bridal shower in the summer. So we'll have all of our stuff together, and we'll start working on it and get everything ready and everything like that, so that once we get married and get back from our honeymoon, everything will be set up and we won't have to worry about all of that, because we will literally be ending school, having Christmas, having New Year's, and 3 days later we'll be married. A day after that we will be in the Caribbean, and when we get back we'll have maybe like a week, and then we'll go back to school again. We both understand that we're not going to have a cushioned life at first, because we both are in school.
Which, by the way, right now we are saving everything, so we're trying to get as much of a cushion as possible, but we're still going to be young, and we're going to be starting off fresh, so we're not going to have a whole lot.
We do have a lot of support and help from our parents.
Yes.
All of our big furniture we have taken care of. We don't need anything, but and money and stuff. Like, if we ever needed help, like, my parents would definitely help, and if we really did, your parents would. But I like to plan. I'm really a planner. I mean, if I get something in my mind, I won't sleep or rest or relax until I have it planned out to a T, and I want it done the way I have it planned out, and I want it to work out, and I want it to be exactly the way I think it's going to be. We have a lot of things planned out. Danny will finish school the semester after we get married. I will be done school the fall after that spring, so we have all that figured out with like our schooling and everything like that, and getting jobs. And I know the economy is bad, but we researched a lot to pick careers that were in demand right now and that we were interested in, and things that we know we would get a decent salary from and everything. I plan on being a stay-at-home mom once we have kids. We both agree that for us, being a stay-at-home mom would be most beneficial.
This is just stuff that we're kind of preparing for. Like, we don't know what will happen. We're not planning our whole lives out. We're trying to do what we think would be best for the future. And Kelsey you'll probably work while we have kids, but just not a lot. That's why you want to be a hygienist, because they have flexible schedules. And
if you have any requests for any other types of videos, just let us know and we'll work on making them. So thank you for watching.